Congratulations on finishing third. Just talk a little bit about it. I know last year you came in on a high, you had won your region, you come down here, you go 1-2. What in your mindset got you ready for this year?
Well, last year to me it was a big disappointment. I just wanted to prove to everybody that I had the ability to do well down this tournament.
I know you had high expectations coming in. I know you wanted to make the final and get in there, but you wind up wrestling back and finish third. How do you recover from that? Because I'm not that great of a wrestler. Yeah. I've never been in a high pressure like this. I know a lot of times you always see a highly ranked wrestler, they lose in a semifinals or quarterfinals, and they don't recover real quick. What did you do just to kind of get your mindset?
Well, I mean, it was a big upset. I didn't plan to get pinned, definitely. So after I lost, my coaches kind of got my hopes up. They took me out, got something to eat. They just got my mind off of it. So when I came back, I was ready to go.
Finally, I mean, you had a great year here for Pakistan. I know you're going to wrestle in college. Just talk a little bit about how you feel the program is, and I know you've kind of turned it on the last couple of years. Just kind of what you did, and just how you feel you've left the Hackett-style wrestling program.
Well, I mean, I've been working hard every season. I've been trying to improve every year, and hopefully, I'm just trying to inspire the younger generation that's coming up in Hackett-style.
Good luck in college.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the great talk. Just talk a little bit about it coming down here and medaling, and what it means for you in your senior year.
My goal is to win, so medaling down here is an honor, and I get that, but I came short of my goal, so I haven't really thought about it much at this point. I'm still trying to get over it, so that's just what I'm doing right now.
You guys had a very talented team, and you've talked with us with other girls in the area. How do you guys foster a family atmosphere? Because you guys are from so far away, but you guys seem closer than some brothers or kids who have come up in the program. What do you guys do to help foster that, especially as a senior? What do you do to get that going?
Yeah, as a team, we're all really close. It just comes pretty naturally, just from before, like I said.
Now wrestling, 182-pound consolation finals of that first third place, Nicholas from Middletown North, Garrett St. Joe's College. On mat number 5 for fifth place, Anthony Freedom from Hillsborough, Nakafora of Kennett City. On mat number 7 for second place, Reese Fulton on the 23rd.
Has really gotten any better in video games, because I've heard he's horrible. I heard Fortnite, he is not good. I heard he gets destroyed in Fortnite.
On deck, 195 pounds.
He's gotten any better.
I'm not a big video game guy. I don't play Fortnite, but I can't speak for his skills, but I can assure you that he gets just as angry, if not more angry, after Fortnite than he does in matches.
On mat number 8 for seventh place, Peter Whistler.
Congratulations on making it down here in medaling. Just talk a little bit about what was going through your head and how it feels to be a medalist.
It feels good, it didn't go as planned, but stuff happens and you just got to keep wrestling and, get as high as possible on the podium.
You've had a successful year at the school, not only wrestling, but football as well. What feels better for you? Like winning on the mat because it's an individual, or is winning as a team on football?
I say it's equal because, like for football, the whole town's with you, you're one big team, you're with your brothers, you're having fun. But wrestling, it's all by yourself. You get to have all the glory pretty much. So it's kind of equal, but I kind of favor wrestling a little bit more.
You guys have a good representation down here. Just talk about being one of the leaders in this team. And Newton's always been a perennial good team. You guys had a really solid year. You have High Point in your section, but just how you feel you're looking back. I know it's a little rough because it just ended. How you feel your wrestling season went this year?
It went pretty good. A lot of kids working hard in the room and, contributing on the mat. We had some good matches, some good wins. We didn't end the year like we wanted to, being in the sectional finals, but, stuff happens, like I said. And I feel like we had a pretty good year all together.
Congratulations. Good luck. Congratulations on coming down here and medaling. I know it's redemption for last season. You're getting hurt falling out. How does it feel?
It's nice to go out and complete a goal like that, and I think I wrestled pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Now, I know you wanted to finish higher. What kind of goes in your head? Because I've told people plenty of times I wasn't that great of a wrestler, so I never had these high pressure situations. How do you go from where you're in a situation where you're pretty much a favorite, you lose, you come back? How do you get mentally back into that to wrestle your next match? What did you do?
I think, well, when I went out there and I lost in the quarterfinals to Caracappa, and I was winning the whole match, and I ended up kind of falling apart at the end. And, you know, it's just upsetting. And I don't think I ever really came back from that until I stepped onto the mat of the blood round against Lonsky, who I've wrestled twice before. And I went out there, and as I said, like, I tore my rotator cuff my shoulder, and I separated my ribs, so I wasn't really feeling too great. And I went out there, and I remember last year when I went into the blood round with my broken ankle, I thought, ever since I lost that match, I thought, did I go out there and wrestle as hard as I possibly could, or did I go out there and be like, oh, I have a broken ankle, I can't really wrestle right now. And I went out there, and as soon as I stepped on that line, I thought about that, and I said, this year there's going to be no question, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to wrestle as hard as I possibly could, and I ended up winning the match, so that was pretty good.
When you hurt yourself, when was that? Was that
My
during the tournament
shoulder
or
was
during
halfway through the season this year, and it really started bothering me during this tournament. I think I put a lot of pressure. I mean, obviously, there's tons of good opponents, a lot of good matches, and that I kind of worsened that this tournament. And then I separated my ribs just before regions, so that's just a lot of pain right there.
And you're talking about your quarterfinal match. You were leaving. What happened? You just went for something and he caught you and rolled you? Or?
Caracappa likes to do a lot of underhooks, and it was right on my shoulder. And I literally, by the end of the match, I couldn't really move my arm. So he kept being able to just drop in on singles. So I had a pretty good lead, and I kind of just couldn't really defend right there, so he caught up.
And finally, looking back, I know you guys have had a great run, you know, at Central, and just kind of, how do you feel you're leaving the program? You know, you're heading off to college. You're going to wrestle in college?
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel you've left the program? I know it's great hands with the coaching staff, with Ross and that. How do you feel you've left the team overall?
I think the team's full of great kids, and every time I walk into that room, everyone's going hard. Everyone's in there going hard every day, trying to accomplish their goals. And I think as long as that mentality stays through the next years, they're going to be doing great, no matter who they are.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations on coming down here, Matt. Just talk a little bit about what's going through your head and how you feel after the tournament.
You know, I'm a little disappointed. I didn't really take, the place I wanted to. I wanted to place a lot higher than 6th, especially making it down to semis. Other than that, I really can't complain. I had a good effort. Pinned my way to the semis. Well, actually to the quarters, and then I won in overtime against Murphy in the quarters to go to semis. And I lost to Janzer, and then just went downhill from there. But I got to keep my head up and come into next season with higher goals. Now,
you lose to the top seed. I've asked a couple other guys who, lost. How do you kind of get over that in a situation where it was the semifinals and you lost? How do you get your head right with that? Did the night help having off? What did you do to kind of get focused and come back and finish where you did?
Yeah, I went and hung out with my family. My mom cleared my head a little bit. Her and my old coach from Soda Frieden, Will Malfetto, they really helped me out. Clearing my mind just one match at a time. And this was just a little setback where you got to come back and move on from it realistically, and that's what I did.
What do you do to get ready? How long do you wait till you start getting ready, or is it you're going to be next weekend out training, getting ready for next year?
Yeah, I'm going to take 1 or 2 weeks off, just let my body heal. I got a little bit of a hurt shoulder and neck, lower back's killing me a little bit. So I'm going to take my week off, go see my chiropractor, get cracked, go to the gym a little bit, light weights, and then get back into training for next year.
You come down here in Medal, your brother makes it down here. You talk about being the big brother and kind of seeing him. And I don't mean big brother in the weight, because he's obviously a couple weight classes heavier than you, but just kind of what you did and kind of showing him how to, come down here and make some noise.
Yeah, I'm just telling them, you got to take it one match at a time. Like my coaches have always told me, don't always look past one kid because anything can happen. Me this year, I was an underdog in a couple of my matches, ended up winning, so anything can happen. You got to go in there, clear mind, and take it as if it's your last match.
Congratulations. Good luck. Congratulations on coming down here. Just talking a little bit about what you did and just how you feel being a medalist.
I mean, it feels great, come down here, finally get on the podium. Some people might have not expected me to place, I came in at a pretty low seed, but, I came off a tough loss on Friday and just wrestled back the best of my ability, just kept it going every time I got momentum, but extra work.
Now, what do they do when you lose on a Friday night? And it used to be you'd be out if you lost on Friday. You now wrestle back. What's your mindset going into that, knowing that when you're in the winner's bracket, the upper bracket, you still have a chance to come back? What is it knowing that it's just basically a do or die every match? What's that mindset?
Well, for me, it's just motivated me to where it's like, you know what, this is it. You know, this is senior season. This is if I lose, I'm out. If I win, I keep going. You know, and I just kind of try to keep that mindset for every match.
You had a very successful season here as a team, and just everything you've done. What do you feel you left? How do you feel the program is going forward?
I mean, obviously, you know, we've had one of our best seasons ever, if not the best season. So I feel like I'm leaving it on a good note. You know, I felt like I did my best my senior season, and I feel like Coach John's had a better direction.
Congratulations coming down here in medal. I know you couldn't compete. You were hurt. You hurt your hamstring. You fought back to get the medal position, second year medal. Just kind of talk about that and just how it feels.
Obviously, it wasn't my goal coming down here. My goal was obviously to be a state champ. But battling back after my loss in the quarterfinals, I could have packed, like Nicky Ramo just said, I could have packed it in and just said, I don't want to place, like I don't care anymore, I didn't achieve my goal, but I decided to wrestle back and kept going for, just to get on the podium was what I wanted to do. And right before my blood round match is when I felt my hamstring tighten up a little bit. That is ultimately why I couldn't wrestle at the end of the day. So, 8th. I settled for 8th, but I'm happy I'm on the podium.
Now, we were talking about packing it in. We were talking to other wrestlers who've done it. When you're one of the top seeds, you see so many guys who might just lose that next round and fall out. What did you do? What was it? Did somebody say anything to you, or just kind of was it individually, or what did you do to kind of get ready?
I mean, that's just like my mindset, how I go into things. Like, I'm always going to give my best effort. I'm never going to quit on anything. But you're going to face obstacles in life, and you just got to overcome those obstacles. And that's one thing. I have to overcome a loss and prove myself and show everybody who I am. Like, that's my character, is to come back and succeed.
And finally, being a senior, we talk about character in this team. How do you feel you've left that part? I mean, you guys have great representation every year. You're 2 in the finals about to go. What is it about the school, and especially the coaches here? Because I've asked everybody, you guys live far apart. You're not like a local town thing where you can go together and go to Applebee's or something like that. How do you guys, bring everything together?
I mean, our coaches really emphasize this idea of like we're a family. Nothing leaves our family. We keep everything together, everything close. And if there's ever like some like fights or anything in the room, which there never really are, like it's all out of good fun. I mean, we're going out there, we're getting after it every day, and competing. And in the room, we're not friends, and then outside the room, everything's perfectly fine. So you get those tussles every day, like you're gonna get on the mat in like real life, and it's really brought everybody closer together. And there's no other family like the wrestling team.
One of the things you talked about with team building, and I've asked this to counties, and I want to know, has Zach Glory gotten any better at Fortnite?
He has. We added him to our little squad group, and the 4 of us, we kicked some other guy out. He's got a little bit better. So.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on coming down here and medaling. Just talk about what it means to come down here and finish as high as you did.
Sparta's sent people down all 4 years that I've been here, but none of them have medaled. So coming down here and finally getting on the podium is a huge deal for the program. But it's relieving for myself as well.
Now, Sparta's had a really good run of upper weights. You talk about Gavin, yourself, others. Just talk about kind of how, in a time when most schools don't have that great group of upper weights Sparta has, and how you've been successful.
Yeah, our upper weights have always been dominant up until this year. And really, we just make ourselves better because having all those studs in the practice room, we work hard with each other and we get better. But this year, I was the only decent upper weight, so my coaches stepped up. They got down to my weight, they wrestled me tough, and they put up with all the crap that I gave them all year.
So you guys, like you said, you brought a good group of guys down. Sparta had a successful team here. How do you feel knowing, are you wrestling in college?
I am.
Okay. How do you know that your high school career is over, you are leaving the team? How does it feel, and you feel you've left them?
I feel like I've left them as a great role model. We have a lot of studs on the team now, a lot of kids with high ambitions, and I think that I paved a road for them down here, and they could do as I did and hopefully go further than I did.
Congratulations making down here and medaling. I know not how you wanted to finish. Just talk a little bit about it and what it means for you.
I mean, it means a lot. I've never placed here, so being able to get on the podium this year was a big goal for me. I wanted to be state champ, and it didn't work out the way I wanted to, so I'm just happy I got on the podium.
The only Pope Giant kid to get on the podium. Talk about the team, and especially You guys had such a great year, and you won in your first group title, I think it was 24 years. Just what this squad meant this year.
I mean, it was a lot of hard work that we put into it, and it shows how the coaches push us in the off season, they push us during the season. They have us set our goals from the beginning of the season, and we work for it all throughout the year.
And finally, are you going to wrestle in college?
Not sure yet.
So, looking back, I know that you just finished up and everything. Looking back at the season, how do you feel you've left Hope Job Wrestling and the program in your 4 years there?
I gave it everything I got, and I'm not sure. I'll still be undecided. I'm going to play football at Harvard. I'm not sure if I'm going to wrestle or not. As of right now, I'm not, but I got a lot to think about.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still trying to get you.